Oh man, hello. What's good, everybody? It's Tuesday night, so it's time to get back into it. And you already know what we're doing. We're getting into the What If series, and tonight we're going to be doing 4, 5, and 6. And the two going down the rabbit hole with me today, of course, we got the one, the only Fandom D Saint, aka Fuck Killmonger.
Man, these two episodes, episode 4, 5, and 6, one of the best episodes of this damn series. Like every single episode after the other L, except for, episode 7, we didn't get to next week. It's probably like we were like getting so good. And I just honestly cannot wait to the second season.
Oh man, that is dope. We're getting a second season. They confirmed it. I can't wait to see it. What's
hmm
up, AK? How you doing tonight?
I am here, man. Happy to be here. Fresh, refreshed, released from hospital jail. Just trying to get my stamina back up and get back out in these YouTube streets.
There it is. Staying hydrated, getting better every day. Got to do it. Oh man, tonight we're going to be starting it off with the What If, the Doctor Strange series, the fourth one. And this episode started with a very serious reality saying, what if the best intentions have very strange consequences? And Doctor Strange has always kind of considered himself a god almost. Like, he's certainly always had the ego of a god fandom. What's up with this man? Can we even trust having wizards in our world?
I mean, you could trust having wizards, but honestly, like, if we're ever faced in a situation like Doctor Strange where, like, hey, we lost a loved one and we had the ability to either bring them back, either from the dead or go back in time, you'd be tempted to do so. So I really don't blame him, though.
That's just it. I mean, having the power, you're going to want to use it. So, I mean, maybe it's just time to off all the wizards. What do you say, AK?
I mean, yeah, I can't go down on that. No, you might maybe be tempted, but when you hear, the fate of the universe could be at stake, and I get it, you love this chick, but she's not worth a whole billion other lives. It may seem like a catch-22, but I'm sorry, you got to think of the bigger picture there.
Yeah, knowing that there was wizards out there that can literally alter reality, I mean, that just kind of makes me see General Ross's side of
So
things. Like,
you're gonna be very proud of me.
taken out.
I'm dancing in front of my whole after school program.
It's just too much.
I'm gonna be dancing.
Oh, wait
in
a
front of
minute.
my
General Ross, the actor passed away.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Wait, when did that happen?
Talking about the one from who was like always going after the Hulk, right?
Yeah, General Thaddeus
Yeah.
Ross.
Yep. Yeah, he passed away.
The actor?
Yep, the
Oh,
actor at the age of 72.
Oh, go, don't get in trouble.
Oh,
Oh.
man. He said, I got an ego on Strange. I don't know if anybody could teach Strange about an
okay,
ego.
well-
That man's got a huge one. But yeah,
Strange has a ridiculous size ego. It's big. It's bigger than the whole multiverse. I swear.
it is. And just knowing he has the kind of power that can do that, I'm just like, I'm not trying to have wizards in my reality because look what
Can you
happened.
highlight Jake's comment? Jake was like, "Do she got a sister?"
Keep it in the family, but don't kill the whole universe over it. I'm telling you. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Strange is not only a great surgeon, but he's like a fantastic.
She might still be awake. They only went down like a half hour.
What's
Sorry,
that?
DJ.
Strange is not only a great surgeon, but also a fantastic driver. Like, that was pretty impressive how he didn't get into that head on. Like, that was the first thing I thought when I saw that. Like, this isn't your fault. You got hit from behind. I mean, you'd still feel awful, but there's nothing you could do. Like Wong said, you can't control everything, fandom. Like, doesn't he need to just let go on a few things?
Okay, I'm back. What'd you say?
Oh,
I
just
think we both dropped off.
I was like, what? Oh, yeah, I just saw the be right back. He's like, oh, I'm off on one. But I was just saying, like, I mean, Strange should have realized right out of the gate. He was a good driver. He almost killed him with a head on, but he was able to get back behind the truck and had it under control. It was that guy that smashed him from behind. So, I mean, he's just got to realize not everything's in his control and just let a few things go.
Different from how the movie one was, because in the movie, like, he was on the road handling his business, but then he was like on the phone. So he was looking at the road, then he was looking at the phone, on the phone, on the road. It's like, God damn it, you could have just waited.
It just shows, oh man. And Wong tells him to join him before he does something stupid. It's like he knows that Strange was gonna, like, it almost seems like he knows when Strange is gonna mess up before Strange does. AK, what's that? Does Wong have some super like psychic abilities or what?
I don't think it's super psychic abilities. I think Juan just knows how to sniff out bullshit.
He knows.
He smells it, and he knows he's been around Strange long enough. He looked right at him like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go make some tea, bro. Why don't finish up your little prayers or whatever you're doing and come on back here before you do something else that I'm gonna have to try to come here and fix for you."
I was getting my parents. It's like, yeah, just don't do nothing reckless. Or go to a corner store for a second. I was like, nothing's gonna happen. Then something happens. It's like,
Right.
didn't I tell you?
See, in that moment right there, that's where the split occurred.
And of course, he can't help himself. Even after being warned, Strange starts tampering with time. Yet, no matter how many times he goes back, the results are the same. Christine's death. It's a fixed point. And he faced like the reality of this needing to happen for him to become like who the world needed him to be, the Sorcerer Supreme. It's like, dude, I mean, sometimes you got to go through these hard times to be even bigger and better, but he just cannot face this reality.
He can't.
And then speaking of the ancient one shows up, and she was wrong for coming in with those jokes. Like, he just killed this woman. The woman of his life just died, and you're going to come in with jokes talking about having car troubles? I was like, no, she was wrong for that.
I don't think I paid much attention to that.
She just comes floating down in on him after he had just crawled out of the water talking about having car troubles. It's like, come on.
That was like later on in the episode.
No, the first time she came through, when he went back, and then she came through again in an echo a little bit later. But the first time she came through, she was talking smack. I was just like, I just could not believe that. Oh, you mean about when she was talking about the car troubles?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. But still, I'm like, that she ain't right for that.
I mean, she was always like kind of like that, though, right?
She was, and also Strange already knew he was fucking up. So come on now.
Oh, she already saw that she accept his fate. Like, she was forced to split him in two, and I don't know. She was almost wrong for that one too. Like, how are you gonna have two Doctor Stranges rolling in the same place at the same time?
Can you imagine what it would have been if he would have had all of that power and been whole in the first place?
Maybe the good part of him would have been able to talk the bad part of him out of it. Like, maybe he would have split personalities inside his own mind. Yeah, I don't know.
The good part of him got absorbed.
Yeah.
That argument is irrelevant.
Yeah, too many powers. One of them finds himself.
It's a wrap.
One of them found himself in that ancient library, eager to soak up the lost and probably forbidden knowledge, forbidden for a reason. Like, as Strange found out, tinkering with things he had no clue about. Like, if it wasn't for a very able librarian, Strange would have already been dancing with Christine in that great big dance floor in the sky, because he was trying some things he had no business trying. Like, that would be kind of sick, though, being able to go to like an ancient library that's been burned down and being able to read some
I would love to go to Alexandria. Oh man.
Can you imagine?
Oh, there's so much lost knowledge there.
That would be sick. Yeah, that would, and be able to stay there as long as he did, and be able to soak up all that knowledge.
Centuries. Oh my God, he froze time for centuries around himself.
Yeah,
to be able to absorb that much cool magic and knowledge, phenomenal.
Yeah, incredible. And then O'Ben tries to give Strange some helpful advice, but of course Strange just spins it in all the wrong ways to work for him and his overinflated ego. I was like, this man can just not see through a straight line. I don't know. I mean, I guess love does crazy things to you, fandom, but I mean, how did he go so off the rails like that?
He went completely off the rails to the point that at the end of it, he didn't even look like himself.
Yeah, that was he didn't even realize the demon he had become. He was just told these mystic powers aren't made for men, and Strange is out there just gobbling them up like a fat kid eating cake. I was like, come on, man, this can't end well.
Except for, like, what was it, a roach with a, what you call it, a cave, I think it was, or something with a cave. He's like, I was dying.
I know. I'm like, how are you going to take this man's clothes, but not, I mean, I draw the line at Bugs, but I guess you like Bugs' clothes? That's messed up. The Watcher said he could warn him, but he probably wouldn't listen. And then it pans to Strange saying, hello, who's there? So it sounds like he's listening to me. He may even realize at this point he's out of control and needs help. But the Watcher just went away. Okay, what's up with that?
What is up with you? Why do we always have to go through these things? No. Strange was never going to listen. He had got to the point to where he could faintly perceive or sense Owatu. That does not mean that Owatu he would have been able to give him any advice that he would have listened to, and that fact is proven later on when we get to that. And he's on his knees crying like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean this. Blah blah blah. You can fix this." No,
Remorse.
you Strange could have fixed this if you wouldn't have been tampering with shit in the first place, like you were told not to.
Or
No, it's on Strange. Stop trying to pass the blame all the time, DJ.
I'm telling you, he said you wouldn't listen, and then the next thing I see is it Strange on his knees. Like, what? Hello? Somebody's there? He was listening. So that could have been the time right there. The Watcher could have saved that reality.
He probably could have, honestly, because he wasn't completely far gone at that point. So who knows? He probably could have.
I'm telling you.
Already far
Pretty
gone.
bad. Reasonable. He said it wasn't just that she died, but she had to die. It might be rough. He watched her die many times. Yeah, he's just putting himself through more torture.
He put himself through that, though. He
Even
didn't
at
have to
the
do all
end,
that
like,
time.
didn't she like evaporate like right in his arms?
Exactly.
So even after doing
So it
everything,
didn't even work. It
Yep.
didn't even work.
Oh, he was like a crackhead with an endless supply. Just Strange just does what any addict would do in that spot. He just
Pretty
ODs
much.
all of his power. And he's
Pretty
no
much.
longer Doctor Strange. Like you said, he is something else completely at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But he finally comes back to the real world to find his old friend dying, and he asks him what happened, and he was told time. And Strange wants to reverse time for him, but he wouldn't allow it. But before he goes, he's told that you are only half a man. He's like, how bad is that going to mess with your head? And then flashback to the other Doctor Strange that sees like something is desperately wrong outside in his reality, and it looks like we get some form of like the I think this is gonna happen in the Doctor Strange movie. Like, what do you think the tie-in's gonna be, and what do you think is gonna cause that fandom? Do you think this is gonna happen in the new Doctor Strange movie?
It seems most like it because literally how when Strange like left the sanctum, and seeing like
Mm-hmm.
how like the New York was looking, it mirrored that of the trailer. Same thing when it came to this other Stranger we now see. It looks exactly like the one there. And the whole zombie looking Strange and how the What If series got a zombie episode we're talking about next. It's like all of it mirrors. And literally right before, that trailer dropped, they were like, oh, this ain't I'm gonna tie in with the MCU, it's not like canon. And literally we saw the freaking trailer. What do you expect? Like from now on, every time they say, oh, it's not connected to the MCU, we're not gonna be in this film, I'm not gonna believe them. Just like when Ryan Reynolds said, no, I'm not in a Multiverse of Madness, that's keywords for yes, I'm in there.
Exactly. Just whatever they say, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, I think for the tie-in for the MCU, it's going to be what's his name, Defender Strange, that we're getting. It seems like there's, if you look at the poster, it seems like there's 4 or so Stranges and just about as many Wandas also. I think they're going to tie in all of the what if things for Doctor Strange into those 2 extra variants. And it's going to be quite interesting.
You think the zombies are coming? They're going to have the zombies part in there?
I don't know that it's necessarily going to be zombies. And I know we did see that one with what looks like the Undead Strange and what looked like it could be a zombie Wanda. But I think that may just be that darker magic that's being used now, reacting with their core magic and just their bodies. Like it just doesn't seem like we can do all of the zombies in the way that it should be done. So I think it's just them looking really horrible because of how the magic is affecting them that they're using.
I think it might be like them going into the dark place or the dark world, or like where the Darkhold's at, or the guy who wrote the Darkhold. Like maybe he's got Wanda.
Hassan? Yeah, that's
maybe,
highly possible.
I think maybe he's got Wanda, and Strange is going to have to go into that world to try to free Wanda to get her out of there to help fix things. And so I think maybe that's what that is. Like when he's going like into the zombie, I think he's going into some kind of death world or whatever. I think he's got to go to that castle to free Wanda, and that's why him and Wanda are the only 2 you see in that.
Wait, which castle are you talking about?
They show a castle, and then they show like Strange like in zombie form, kind of climbing a mountain. So I think that's him heading to that castle to go try to free Wanda. They didn't tie it in. That's just my crazy mind, like warping it together and tying it all in. But I think
There's a lot of twists that they can go down with how they're doing this, but to see how they are incorporating a lot of the what if things, I think is great, and it's going to be really interesting to see what avenues they go down.
oh, it's going to be amazing. And it looks like we get some form of like that thing in the Doctor Strange. Like, you think that's going to happen? Like, it's going to be melting like that in the movies, the same way everything was melting outside in the what if?
Seems like it.
I mean, I think it looked like that's happened. I don't know if that's just happening in his dream or if that's going to happen and like that's what happens to reality. But yeah, I think that's a main thing that is going to happen.
I think that's gonna happen in reality, because that's why he's got America Chavez. They're gonna be jumping around worlds.
See it all. And then an echo of the Ancient One pays Strange a visit and goes all like Princess Leon. I'm saying like he's our only hope. And we got like even Wong, like even as he's melting away, he's helping Strange, like cracking jokes the entire time. Like, how sick is Wong, fandom? That'd be a cool roommate if you had to have one.
Nah, he spread out too much rules, and I'll get sick and tired of him.
As much as Strange be messing up, he's still just sitting there melting away, laughing with him, cracking jokes. I don't know. I think that'd be pretty tight.
Oh no! Look, my guy made friends with freaking Emil. Abomination. If you could sit and tell jokes with Abomination after being in a fight with him, I think you're an alright dude.
Right. Even though
I could hang out with Wong.
So Strange meets himself and sees he's completely off grid and there's no reasoning with him. And how crazy would that be to have to battle yourself, fandom?
That was really the dopest fight this far in What If. Maybe the entire show. It's been a minute since I've seen like the finale. But as of this episode, like that was like literally the dopest thing. Like Doctor Strange versus Doctor Strange. Like mostly the Doctor Strange fights in the MCU thus far has been good. Because when you go back to like, Doctor Strange versus Thanos, probably like one of the best fights in Infinity War.
Agreed.
So now when Multiverse of Madness comes around, I'm looking forward to seeing this fight with whoever got the smoke. Now between him and Wanda, it's over. Popcorn is flying.
Oh man, would that be harder? Strange on Strange or Strange on Wanda? Like, what would be? I mean,
oh boy, there's some fan fiction waiting there in that statement.
Oh, it's coming. It's going to be amazing. And for not having any of that extra power, Strange was holding his own. Like, good Strange was holding his own against Evil Strange.
Yep, he even got out of that illusion.
True. And he had that protection spell from Wong, and he is still the Sorcerer Supreme. It's not like he's incapable at all. He's got a decent amount of strength by himself.
Yeah, but old boy had all that extra power, and Strange was just holding his own. I was impressed with that. It was funny to see even like the Dark Cloak was like stopping the Red Cloak from trying to get to him. Like, the Cloak was like,
they had side beef. It was hilarious.
Oh man, but Dark Strange finally pulls the okie doke and catches him slipping, and he combines as one. And he then goes back and saves Christine, but to his horror, the world and reality itself is all melting away, including Christine. So there really truly was no saving her, no matter what. Like, regardless, he wasn't going to be able to save her. I mean, if you can't do it with all that power, it's just not happening, right, Random?
Yep, all that was just a waste. You pretty much destroyed your whole self mentally, physically, just to save a Christine, and in the end, she still evaporated away. Like, she was destined to die.
Yep. Just like the Watcher said at the end, like one life, one choice, one moment can destroy the entire universe. So like I said at the beginning, could we really allow wizards to be alive with that much power? Like, wouldn't we just have to off all the wizards?
Actually, what he could have done was just hop into a universe with just a different Christine. Because not all Christines like end up dying. So you could have just like hop into a different universe. A Christine was alive, and maybe then she wouldn't die. Now, because if you hop into a different verse and a Christine, and you spend like the rest of his life with Christine, boom.
But then you're taking Christine away from that Doctor Strange.
No, you're not taking her away. You're just like living in that universe where maybe Christine and that Doctor Strange are like in a relationship.
Just keep hopping universes till you find one where they're not together.
Exactly. Which pretty much has to be at least one.
I mean, we already
Wait, hold
saw
on.
that.
I'm sorry. Repeat that last part, please.
Just hop into a universe where Doctor Strange and Christine are not in a relationship, and boom.
And steal one of them.
Not steal, just live in that universe.
No, just live there and then be with that Christine, since the other Strange isn't with her in that universe. And we already
Okay, but
saw
then
that.
that's two strangers in the same world.
Yeah, but
That's
we just
eventually
saw
going to
that.
cause issues.
We just saw you can have two Stranges in the same universe because they're in the
Those
same.
realities were split, though. They were not coinciding side by side.
Hey, if you had two Captain Americas in the same damn timeline, I think we're all Gucci.
Yeah, I think it could
think.
happen. Especially
Yeah, but they weren't staying permanently. It was expressly said they had to go back.
yeah,
Hey,
they were
he
apart,
doesn't care,
right?
Well,
but that's at least somewhat damage control.
In this universe, for centuries he was alive. Centuries he was there, and they both coexisted. So I think it could happen. Oh, speaking of making it happen, we're gonna see who remembers what out of this one. We got just a few trivia questions. See if you can remember anything that happened in the show. If you know it, write it down below. What desert did Strange promise Christine? I'm sorry. What dessert did Strange promise Christine?
creme brulee,
Christine said,
my
"Oh,
favorite dessert.
absolutely delicious." Christine said Strange should run up to accept his award like a contestant on what game show?
Price is Right.
But yeah,
Absolutely. Why was Strange winning an award?
because of the surgery that he just did. I don't remember what the name of the surgery is, though.
It's not an easy one. Oh, but absolutely in that right direction. The Watcher said in this universe, Strange didn't lose his hands. He lost his what?
Heart.
Absolutely, just crushing. Who was the Eye of Agamotto discovered by?
Who was the Eye of Agamotto discovered by?
No clue.
We caught him on one.
Was it the librarian?
We caught him on one. It was not Oben.
Yeah, I don't think I caught that. That must have been like a 2-second blur.
Why did Wong say he was awake?
Ah, shit. It was something stupid and clever. I forgot. Damn it. It was specifically to go and stop Strange from doing something stupid, but he said it in a way more clever way than that.
Oh, why did Wong say he was awake? That was a good one. I didn't notice that one until the second run through either. I was laughing. What is Christine's last name? Ooh.
I
Could
want
have been
to
Strange.
say. Did you say it could have been Strange? Shut
It
up.
could.
No, it's not Strange. I want to say it starts like a W or something. I'm probably wrong.
Oh, if you know that one, write it down below. What kind of suit was Strange wearing?
Armani?
Ooh, nicely done. Back on track. You just
Palmer.
said it.
I just remembered Palmer.
Yes, it is indeed. What was the librarian's name that Strange met?
Oh, Ben.
Ben. Yeah.
How long did Oben say that Strange was away learning magic?
Centuries.
Absolutely correct. Not too bad. Got about an A minus B plus on that one. Well done, well done. What's up, Jackie C? I
Hey,
see
Jackie.
you. Welcome. Celebrity Bikini out there killing it. Oh, yeah, so that's going to do it for the Doctor Strange one. I mean, where does this one rank for your fandom and all the what ifs you've seen so far?
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. This was probably like one of the best episodes. And it was freaking sad at the end. I think this is where it came to. Like, it was like this episode and the previous and this night. It was this episode and the next. It was just like freaking sad. Just sad endings. Actually, all three of these were sad endings. Like, damn.
Hmm?
Oh, yeah, the what if. There wasn't nothing nice about it.
Why Tony Stark keep dying, damn it?
That's how it's got to go. You already see in his reality and all realities, he is going to be gone. Oh, but we're going to keep it moving right into the second one, What If? And this one's zombies. And it was cool to hear like all the callbacks of the original dialogue like Banner was using. It looks like in this universe, the good guys don't pull their punches. It was pretty sweet. And then Banner a little mortified until he sees like it's not really his crew. Like they've all been turned into zombies. And now he's like totally mortified. Like, I don't know. How'd you like how this one started off? Like it had a lot of cool callbacks to the movie, just switched up in zombie style fandom.
I loved it, man. I love me a zombie flick. So the moment I saw this, I'm like, first of all, I'm surprised I still haven't like read the whole zombie run from Marvel. I gotta
It's a
get to
good run.
that.
I highly recommend.
Yeah, I gotta get to it. I think isn't it? They said it is connected to the what's his face from Army of the Dead.
Bruce Campbell. It's
Yeah,
not
is it or is it
directly.
not?
Yeah, Ash. He does cameo in it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to like reading that one day. But it was just amazing, just how this all of a sudden it pretty much was like in between Infinity War, how they put it in. I loved it. But it's interesting on the second watch, I realized how the Black Panther was there on the bridge with the rest of the Avengers and seeing how it was freaking an army of freaking zombies got them. But then he was able to escape. Crazy. Crazy.
Zombie movies, man. You got to be able to escape. You got to keep it going.
He had to dive into the ocean. Had to.
But yeah, he was. Banner was about to get got because the Hulk wouldn't come out to play. And first of all, can you think of anything more terrifying than a zombie Hulk? Game over. That'd be
A
crazy.
zombie Thanos.
Exactly. And second, wouldn't the Hulk like come through and not let Bruce get turned into it? If it comes down to it, the Hulk's not going to let Banner actually die, which we actually see later. Let's see what's up. But yeah, that was.
Well, what do you mean by die?
Become a zombie.
I don't think Hulk would be able to stop that.
What do you think?
Wasn't he turned?
We never really saw.
He was turned though, wasn't he?
No, I don't.
We never saw him get turned.
Okay.
No, we have no idea what happened.
I guess I'll have to go back and check that. But
I don't think he will ever. I don't think he would get turned, really.
No, I don't think they could have been
because it's more of like a virus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if that small tiny one of them small tiny ant people flies in his ear and goes in for his internal organs, that I don't know if he's covered there.
Here's the thing: ever since he's gotten the Hulk, has he ever been like sick or has gotten like any
nope
illness or anything? If not, then I don't think he's
possible. The zombie virus isn't just a cold, bro.
We're starting out small and then we're building our way up.
I don't know if you can classify it the same.
Oh, do zombies get mad or do they just want brains? Jackie C wants to know.
It depends on the zombie.
Depends on the movie.
Yeah. Because what was it? Wasn't Night of the Living Dead? They were always saying brains, and the other freaking films like they just don't. Like what's the one that they were spreading? And I don't leave my zombie list of movies. Hold up.
Oh, could he turn into the Hulk if he can't get angry?
He's always angry.
He's always angry, and they like showed like when the zombie tried to bite him on the arm, like just his arm went Hulk. Like the Hulk did just enough to let him not get turned. He wasn't gonna have I don't think they ever got to the Hulk. He probably just ran away or jumped out of it sooner or later. But I was glad to see that Spidey hadn't been turned. Like, and having nanotech seems to be like a great power to have in these times. Like to be able to shrink yourself so small that the zombies can't see you. Like the Wasp had it going on in this situation.
Also, how the hell did they bite through freaking Tony Stark's armor? I never got that.
They probably caught Tony at one of those moments when he had his mask up.
Yeah, because at the bridge, he was like fully armored. That's one thing I never got.
Good question.
He was already bitten before that, though. When that portal opened and he came through, he was already zombie Tony.
No, but we got a flashback when they were all coming out of the jet in the bridge.
Yep. And he was in there. So, yeah, I'm the same way. It's like, how did they bite through it? Like, that doesn't really make sense.
Did they have to bite through it, or were they just strong enough to rip through it? Zombies have weird-ass random strength.
And if so, did they whip through the vibranium suit that Black Panther had? And if so, how the hell he survived?
No, they didn't need to. They didn't need to rip through Black Panther's suit. Vision snatched up Black Panther.
Hey, those zombies got some strong teeth. I'm with it.
Nano teeth.
Bit right through it. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, man, zombies. And just as you expect, it's the Avengers' heroism that was our doom. Like, once they were infected, the rest of the world didn't stand a chance unless they knew the rules. I like how, like, one of the skills listed for Sharon Carter's was eulogies. Like, oh, there it is, bringing it. And then Okoye shows up and says they received a message that someone has found a cure. And I like how they made Peter like all naive, like in young acting. Like even with all that power, it's obviously still just a kid. Like I like how they touched on all those details. Spidey was killing it
Spidey was like the last hope.
as usual. He's always about like those movie references too. Like, but Okoye drops the best one when he asks, like, "Don't you get horror movies over there?" And she just replies, "We don't need them. We have American reality shows."
Mm-hmm.
At first, I didn't get it
Facts.
until the second rewatch. I was like, "Oh
Look,
shoot!"
See, this is why I keep telling people about Okoye. The petty of Okoye is unreal.
Oh, she
I
just
think
loved
her
it.
and Lady Olenna would have a great time talking together.
Oh, even though boy was like, "Oh, that was such a great burn on all of us." Actually, like just in the background, it's so sweet. And then she shows Happy all brave, like cocking his arm because he's wearing one of Tony's gloves. Like you just know he's about to get got. I was like, Happy has no chance. It was funny to hear him say like "blam" every time he shot the glove. I was like, "Are you kidding me with this?" Like even when he turned into a zombie, he was still saying "blam, blam." That was great. With zombies everywhere, our group managed to battle them off and safely get to the train. And would you put that zombie Stark glove on after Happy zombies like cooties were all over it, Phantom?
Of course. So I would have probably
Ugh.
got some like anti bacterial wipes on it, but
Sanitize.
then I would have put it on.
Oh man, I'd want the weapon, but I don't know, man. I'd be a little creeped out about it. I was like, I don't know if I'm trying to wear that zombie mitt right now. I'm not getting
You
infected.
scrub all the nooks and crannies and guarantee I'm not gonna get a scratch for something to crawl in. I don't know about that.
Right? I'm just like, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Doctor Strange's cloak like saved Spidey a few times. Like then he walked through the train wearing it. Are we gonna get like a Spidey Supreme thing happening at some point, Phantom?
Bro, shout out to the cape this entire episode.
The
Always with
entire
the
episode.
damn saving from Bruce Banner to Spidey. Like every point in time you think that all hope is lost, Cape came out of nowhere. Like damn, the Cape should be an Avenger. Where was the Cape at the end of Endgame? Now that's our question. They could have came off a freaking Doctor Strange and been fighting.
MVP. MVP for the
The Cape
cave.
was busy, man. But yeah, definitely I agree. MVP. But I don't think we're gonna see the Cape on Spidey though. I think there's more of a thing they're gonna do with Ned.
You think they are? You don't think they are going to do it like a Spider-Man Supreme thing?
No, because we've already seen Ned wear the cape. So that they wouldn't have dropped that breadcrumb for no reason. Something's going down.
There you go. I like that. I like that. Who do you think was on top of the train when Sharon Stone heard those footsteps, AK? Who do you think was up there?
Oh, I'm not remembering that scene. Lead me up to it. What was going on in there?
When they were walking through the train and Sharon Carter was by herself kind of walking, and then she heard something was on top of the train when they were on their way.
I honestly had no clue. I was just waiting to see what it was.
And then it was Cap who turned like Sharon, and like it was funny when Bucky was all battling Cap, and then he just kind of tossed Sharon like a rag doll when she walked up to him as a zombie, like just kind of reminding us how much stronger he and Cap are compared to like regular humans.
Right. And can I say something real quick though? Who the hell was Bucky's hairdresser before this whole thing started? Because my boy came floating around with the flowing locks, still doing what they do.
He's trying to keep up with Thor. Boy in the group, he was doing it. What's up, Phantom? Should Hope have given up so easily? Like it seems like she could have shook those zombies off or shrunk and then like hung out in somebody's pocket until they reached the base. Like, why'd she give up so easy?
Wait, who give up so easily?
Hope, like when she
You
was
talking
the
about Hope?
Wasp and she was like all big and she like walked him through the zombies all big and then just fell
Oh,
back.
you mean Hope?
What you mean gave up? She was already infected.
They were on their way to go get the cure, though, as they thought. They were on their way to the base to go get that cure. So
I was thinking the same thing. The moment she got big, she should have just rolled all over them, and
Yeah,
then been over.
Absolutely.
She had already been suffering.
But during the beginning of the episode, didn't she like, use those ants just to decay like all those freaking Avengers and Ebony and the other guy? Like, why couldn't she just do that throughout the entire like episode. That was something I was questioning.
I was. I thought she could. Hope could have had a little more hope and made it. I think if she really wanted to, I think she could have made it. They were there at the base, basically. You're home free. Just step over the fence and fall down on that side. Don't fall into the
Do
zombie.
you really think Vision was trying to give her a damn cure, though?
Oh, yeah, no. Once they got there, but I'm just saying, in their minds, that's what they were going there for. So I mean, she was so close. Just bring it home. But our crew make it into the safe zone, but aren't sure why the zombies aren't following them. And then Banner bumps into Vision, like you said, and who isn't the ally he once was? Like, he's been luring innocent people there with a beacon, and when they don't show, he goes for, like, takeout, like, to keep feeding his love, Wanda, to keep her alive. Oh, just gruesome. Feeding Wanda, the Black Panther, like, that ain't nothing nice.
Bro.
That reminded me of The Walking Dead. Freaking what's his
Oh,
name?
yeah.
Is it Ben, I think?
Tainted
Or
meat.
Bob?
Tainted meat.
Yeah.
It was Bob, yeah. Damn, Bob was a cool character, man.
I never seen that one, but my goodness. It was
Bullet dodge, DJ. Bullet dodge.
Bullet dies, yeah, because shortly after that season, it started getting stupid. Although I hear that it's gotten good again.
I never know. But the Avengers show him the error of his ways, and so he helps him escape while he stays back to accept his responsibility for his role in all this. And that was just messed up, but so good when like they try to celebrate, and Peter's like, "Don't jinx it." And like, doesn't anybody here watch horror movies? That was spot on. And then, of course, sure enough, Hope rises back up as a giant zombie and snatches the plane out of midair. But lucky it had the thrusters and was able to break away. And I like that last little attempt she had when she threw one last zombie at the plane. Like somebody throwing a rock at a car.
That just proves that zombies can be petty.
Oh, that was amazing.
And I did not like how Vision was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna leave her, but I have to atone," and just like, takes off his Infinity Stone and just like throws it. I'm like,
And
dude,
then basically unleashes the monster.
he could have did so much more and then tossed it.
Yeah.
I feel like that was an extreme variant Vision. I don't think that something was wrong with that Vision.
Oh yeah, leave him by himself, and he doesn't. But Scott gets in a few more dad jokes, and go ahead, high five, I won't mind. And somehow Peter still stays positive even after all he's lost. Like, what do you think? What do you think did happen to the Hulk though? Like we were talking about, we never saw it. Like he was out there battling, helping him get away. But you think the Hulk just jumped off and went off on his own? AK?
I mean, if y'all think he could have survived that, maybe. I think at that point in time, though, with the mindset Hulk would have been, I think he would have wanted to try to find them. So I don't know that he would just go off running by himself. For as angry and whatnot he's always saying he is, he actually doesn't like being alone. He has come to care for some of these folks. So I don't know. It's a gamble. It's whether he was turned or not is the
It's
question.
like Age of Ultron, who did fly away on his own.
So according to the comics,
Okay.
Bruce Banner became a zombie, but the Hulk itself can't. So if he's in his Hulk form, then he can't become a zombie.
Okay.
What was that
Very
last
interesting.
Thanos? Like, were they saying that our heroes brought the last stone right to him, or just that he ended up with it anyway?
They brought it to him.
First, how did Wakanda got the whatchamacallit, the infection in their border? That's my question.
Because
didn't
brought it.
Okoye say like in the beginning where they heard like a beacon, and then she went, or she was like looking for T'Challa. So it's like it sounded like Wakanda was okay, and no one knows where like Wakanda is.
But they always have like different projects going on with people out in the world. We just don't know that they're from Wakanda.
Fair
It's
point.
very simple that somebody could have got bit, and by the time they got home, that's when it spread.
Just like any other infection.
Yep. It sneaks up on you.
Okay, maybe the one thing scarier than a zombie Hulk would be a zombie Thanos with an infinity.
With 5 Infinity Stones. Bruh.
These are like sentient freaking zombies.
That's what I'm saying. That's the scary part. They can still use all their powers, man.
Nothing nice.
Nothing nice.
You. Oh, but that was zombies. See if you remember. We can knock out a couple trivia questions on this one and see if we can get any of these answers. If you know any of these answers, write them in the comment section down below. How long had it been since Hank Pym had seen his wife?
3 years.
Yes, maybe?
That is incorrect. You know this one? Write it in the chat box. If you're watching later, write in the comments down below. How long had it been since Hank Pym had seen his wife?
Since Hope was like 10, I think. I don't know how many years it is.
Question number 2. What was Hank's wife's name?
Fucking hell.
Jennifer.
Janet Van Dyne. Janet
There
Van
you
Dyne.
go.
Did you say
Absolutely.
Jennifer?
Yeah.
Jennifer.
She's having Jennifer. Yep. Hey.
How long ago did the zombie outbreak start?
Oh, it hasn't
I
been
feel like
that
a day or two.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Well, I don't think a day, but maybe like
Or a
a
week.
few months. I don't think it's
It
been
was
going on that
fast
long.
though. It was fast.
Very fast.
It was indeed. It was indeed.
And it's all the Avengers.
5 days.
Thanos could just go back in time, be gone. He got bitten, so pretty sure he'd be good. I'll go back before he got bitten.
Actually, he could have. He could have just like rewind,
He
not
could
get
rewind
bit.
If his
But-
mind
but-
was working that
But
way.
if he was like swarmed in, like
Well, yeah, see, but that would also only work if he could get to the key places that he needed to get to. He would have to like swoop up all the Avengers because once they turned, that's what turned the tide, and everybody became a zombie.
mm,
I think this is the one you guys were thinking of. How long did it take for the entire Northwest to be infected?
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that was like what a week, a couple days. It went quick because people don't know how to follow protocols with diseases.
Oh, if you know that answer, write in the chat box. While introducing Happy, what were listed as his skills?
You know,
When they showed Happy, what were his skills listed as?
I don't know, being randomly jovial about things.
Oh man, it's so good. What was step 2 in the rules for staying alive?
Don't shower or something.
We'll give you that. Hygiene, absolutely. We'll give you that. That's close enough. That's where they went with it. What was Shield's first base, or what was Shield's first base of operations?
The New Jersey base. I don't remember the name of it. I just know it's in Jersey.
Wasn't the Hell Carrier?
That is incorrect. If you guys remember the name of that, write it in the chat box down below. Where was it located?
Washington.
In New Jersey.
There you go. Who's the witch said to live in burial grounds?
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
I was thinking of AK when he's like,
Baba Yaga.
For a minute, I was like, "Who the hell is this character?" And the moment when the Baba Yaga line
Oh, you
came
didn't
out,
remember him?
I was like, "Okay." I never liked the Ant-Man films. Never.
Boo.
So it's like every time I see Ant-Man, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's this guy again." But there was only one time I ever laughed, and that was literally the Baba Yaga thing.
Oh, God. Oh, and then finishing off last but certainly not least, we're going to get into the Killmonger episode, and this is definitely another one of my favorites of the series. Like, this one starts off just like the movie with Iron Man, Tony taking pictures with a soldier riding in the convoy, and it takes a turn when the convoy is attacked, but instead of Tony being captured, he's saved by Killmonger in this one. And this is a huge change in the timeline, because without Tony being caught, there's no Iron Man, which means there's no hero to re-snap on Thanos. So that can't happen, can it?
Because even when he like later on in the episode when he mentions, "Hey, maybe we can like shrink the make a mini arc reactor," he's like, "Stupid idea." I'm just like, "Damn, really?"
So close. And then Tony's.
I just want to interject real quick. I feel like Killmonger was giving Jon Snow levels of protection here, because there's a few times where he really could have been taken down, but I guess the old gods had his back somehow.
Oh, absolutely. And then Tony says the real tragedy was that he spilled his 26-year-old Macallan, and I agree that would definitely be a real tragedy. And can we ask which edition it was? Because, man, that can be up to like 15,000, even more.
You got one in your collection?
No, I do not have a 26-year-old Macallan. I do
Hey,
have.
speaking of your collection, I see that second shelf there. Can we go over that, like maybe off camera when we're done?
Second show.
Because I recognize all of those designs. I just need to know what regions they're from so I can search for them myself.
Really, absolutely.
I got two of them, but I know I don't have as many as you.
We do have a special McAllen. Know nothing about, but I have a feeling this one's about to blow up. But it's still not a 26-year-old. I'll tell you that. Oh man, those get up there. So instead of becoming a hero, Tony chooses to make bigger and badder weapons to help American soldiers win, and he also promotes the Navy SEAL that saved him to the head of his weapons operations. So, I mean, he's just running blindly. But can you blame him? I mean, this man saved his life. I mean, isn't he going to want to hook him up, AK?
You can hook him up in other ways than basically putting him in charge of a very important section of your company. You don't know this dude's background. You don't know what's going on. Your number one, your right hand is telling you, yo, we need to check this guy out. Calm down on your nonsense for a second and let me do my job. And he completely ignores her. You put Pepper in that position for a reason, dude. Let her do her job.
Absolutely.
Like, it's so many levels of stupid here.
I know, and he's not a stupid man, so that's kind of a trip.
No, he's not. Exactly.
What's up, fandom? Do you think it was Killmonger who orchestrated that attack on Tony so he could safely swoop in as the hero to save him and then earn the trust so he could gain access to the inner workings of Stark Industries?
Of course, that was the whole plan. Even that reporter even got an idea of it. Like, wait a minute, hold up. So you happen to save him. Like, what the hell were you even doing down there? And he's like, oh, I was actually doing this, so I actually can make my way as a security. Like, I'm just like, come on. Even if he didn't plan on even becoming head of security, he wanted to be in Tony's favor regardless, and he was.
Absolutely, it worked out even better than planned, probably. And then Killmonger buddies up with Stark and tells him about his own pet project, and Tony's all in. He says, let's get started. And he's also raised him to second in command in his company, which I get wanting to repay the guy that saved your life. But I mean, like I said, Tony, you're smarter than this. What are you doing? And like AK was saying, Pepper tries to warn Tony, but he's not hearing it. He's being led around by the nose, and Killmonger seems to have him right where he wants him. Something just felt off all the way through this, didn't it, AK?
I told you, Jon Snow levels of protection. They just let it all go his way.
And sure enough, the deal that Killmonger sets up goes south, and the Black Panther shows up only to be killed by him and using one of Tony's weapons. He then kills Brody for nothing more than doing his job. I was like, man, this is
just for being there.
Oh, how brutal is this alternate reality, fandom?
Everyone just kept dying left and right. I'm just like, come on now.
And the same motherfucker is at the center of it, and no one is trying to shoot him in the face.
Exactly, and then Tony just promotes him yet again. I'm like,
oh my god!
I think he tried to promote him before that.
Yeah.
Because after that, then he was like, okay, Jarvis saw everything, and now I'm gonna try to kill you. But come on now, and I'm surprised again. Only Tony ever thought of something to check the cameras. Come on.
Yeah, and at least he did, because after the attack, Tony finally wisens up and figures out Killmonger isn't all he's cracked up to be. And Tony makes the classic move of getting all cocky a little too quick, and you just knew it was going to be a problem once Killmonger got that vibranium spear.
Tony was still dumb and not sending more copies around to everyone, or at least leak it online, like how Killmonger leaked it, Homeboy's information online.
It's oh no, yeah, I got receipts here. I just put it online. Go check it.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was just like, that was such a ruthless line to give him on the way out, though. The difference between me and you is that you can't see the difference between you and me. I was like, oh shit.
I mean, this is one of them cases, though. He's not wrong, though. You hate to admit it, but he's not wrong.
Oh, it was so sick. Last words you're gonna hear, I was like, oh, that was some gangster shit right there. But that was some BS with that general saying he was gonna seize all Stark's assets and that Pepper works for him now. I'd have been like, no, you'd want to say fuck you, but could you really do anything about it, fandom?
Not a goddamn thing.
So ruthless. Oh, it'd be miserable. And then Killmonger takes his new robot battalion to Wakanda looking for payback and revenge for what the king did to his father. And I don't know, if you had this so-called lost child walk back in talking about we need to let 50,000 plus murder robots into the city, are you trying to listen to that, AK?
No. But what I would have done is let it play out the way it is. But you see my little sis Shuri over there? Shuri wasn't fooled by this shit. By no means. So me and Shuri gonna be over there making plans with the queen because the king, again, just like Tony, he don't want to listen. He's trying to look for the best of the best. You killed this boy's father and just left his body in the middle of the hood. Do you really think he's coming back loyal to Wakanda right now? Just look at the shit he was saying to you. If I had the chance to avenge my father, I would take it. He told you what he was going to do,
Exactly.
and you acted like you didn't hear it.
No, I mean, is that not 100 fandom?
100% indeed.
Just insane. And the plan seems to be working when the robots shut down, but it didn't take long for him to be powered right back up by Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
King knew what he did. Like you were just saying, what was he thinking he could trust the son of the brother he murdered? Come on,
Bruh.
be better. But that was pretty sick. How even still, like the Wakandans were able to overcome all those murder bots. They were getting theirs.
It was sick, and this is where I put my note for that battle scene. I want Angela Bassett leading a squad of Dora Milaje into battle in Black Panther 2. A lot of people seem to forget when it comes to the Dora Milaje, that is the group that the Queen is always chosen from. She's a born fighter. We just haven't seen her do it yet. But she is very capable, and I love how they put her back in that command spot.
Absolutely. Dora Milaje don't play.
No.
Exactly.
And you know, with Angela Bassett, she can handle the physicality of it. Oh, that would be sweet.
Killmonger definitely had a plan. Like, he's got little finger type skills with his long game. Like, schemes his way into Tony's #2, then into being the Black Panther. Like, that man knew what he was doing. Like, he could play the long game.
He did, and I don't like it. It did work. However, still, there's so many kinks that should have come up, and things that he was able to get past way too easily. So there's Jon Snow out here. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
He always had the right answer. Like, they had questions, he had answers.
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, how amazing was it that we get this extra little piece in memories of some of Chadwick's latest and last works? Like, that was pretty tight. That made that scene on the ancestor plane so much more for me.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. Chadwick.
But show-wise,
we missed you, Chadwick.
Oh my God. But show-wise, T'Challa was letting him know, like, it didn't matter which plane it was going to be, Killmonger was going to get his. Like, was he just straight up threatening him, letting him know he still has his coming, Phantom?
Of course. It's only a matter of time. I think in later episodes, don't we get to see that? Like, I forgot who
Have
it
you
was.
watched this already, Phantom?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
I'm just forgetting, like, I'm still, like, forgetting, like, did it happen or not?
Something's coming.
Remember that.
Something's coming. That's all.
So I thought it's either we saw it or maybe we didn't see it or I dreamed about it. But I'm pretty sure, like, before the Watchers snatched up Killmonger, like Shuri and was it Pepper and like the in the Iron suit, like getting ready to like take him. Which again was still a dumb moment from the Watcher, even though it's like a necessary evil, but still.
How's the general, like, okay with just wiping an entire city off the map? Like, they haven't provoked anybody. If anything, they were attacked and still didn't retaliate. And this general's just ready to just walk right in and just knock. Like, what was that about, AK?
See, and here's the thing with fucking General Ross. He's always way too cocky with all these schemes and nonsense that he be trying to pull. You're going after a country that has way higher tech than you. They already just kicked your ass yesterday. You don't know how you're actually going to get in there. And even if you did, how are you going to navigate to take out any key people that you might be looking for there on the war front? No, that's just not going to happen. You can hope and wish, but this is Wakanda, sir. You don't matter here.
And just the fact, like, what did they do? You're just going to walk in and just
because they defended themselves.
Yeah,
you mad because they defended themselves?
Yeah, exactly. Or because you didn't know
and they won.
Like, basically, they were able to stay away, and you didn't know they were here until now. So now
it's just like he's taken over all of the Stark tech because they have better weapons and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it boils down to. He wants to go in there and pillage and plunder, and Wakanda ain't about that nonsense.
Oh, that's so messed up. And I loved when Siri hooked up with Pepper, though. Like, Stark was a genius, but he's not the only genius. Like, that was so pure. I love that line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we going to get part 2 in season 2, do you think, with those two hooking up and going back after him?
I really hope so.
Amazing.
Them showing us that, I'm just like, I hope they
That
don't.
was
Even though I like to see the journey, but it's like I know the ending.
true enough, but it's almost like the Gamora episode that we were supposed to get. I would like to see a little, just a little sprinkle of details on what happened there, and then definitely seeing Shuri and Pepper team up a little bit more because I think that's a really good pairing, and I really would like to see what they were going to do together.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Like you said, he's a genius, but not the only genius.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of genius, we're going to test you guys out, see if you remember anything. Here comes a couple of last trivia questions on this last one. How old was the whiskey that Stark spilled?
I want to say like 120 years, but I think I'm wrong.
30?
There are no whiskeys on the planet 130 years old. But that's awesome.
I don't know.
A little bit closer, but that's incorrect. You know the
31,
answer.
32, 32.
Write that answer in the chat box or in the comments down below. How old was the whiskey that Tony Stark spilled? And question number 2, what brand of whiskey was it?
Oh,
I'm
I should
on
write that
something.
down because, of course, you would make a damn whiskey trivia question.
Of course, I just showed you a bottle.
I know.
I just showed you a rare bottle. Oh, question number 3, what newspaper did Harry Whittington report for?
New York Times.
That is incorrect. Good guess.
I almost want to say the Daily Bugle, but I don't think that's it.
What newspaper did Harry Whittington report for? And keeping it moving, what province was Tony in when he was attacked? Ooh, deep dives, nothing easy. What province was Tony in when he was attacked?
He was in a desert.
He was indeed.
Yeah, but the desert region still has a name.
Oh, which province was it? Oh, keeping it moving, what is Killmonger's real name?
I can't pronounce it. It starts with a J. Boyle or Jabani, something like that. I'm sorry. I cannot pronounce the name.
Incorrect.
Son of Prince Umjobo. I know that much.
What is Killmonger's real name?
Hurry up and Google fandom.
He said, where am I Google? Keeping it moving, what branch of the armed forces was Killmonger in?
Isn't it Black
Navy SEAL.
Navy
Hey,
SEAL?
there we go. Back on track. Navy SEALs got one. How far away was the rest of Killmonger's unit when Stark's convoy was attacked?
300
Like
kilometers.
50. Oh.
Ooh, close, but incorrect.
350?
If you know that answer, write it
Ah,
down
so
below.
there was a 3 in there.
How far away was the rest of Killmonger's unit when Stark's convoy was attacked? Keeping it moving, what is Killmonger's rank?
I want to say sergeant, but I think it's higher than that.
That is incorrect. What is Killmonger's rank? Anybody remember that one?
Lieutenant?
What's that?
The lieutenant, maybe?
Absolutely correct. He was Lieutenant
sweet.
Killmonger. Well done,
Okay.
well done. Oh, Celebrity Bikini brought it home. Absolutely correct. That's how far the crew was.
400, okay.
That's how far away it
That was
was.
close.
Well done. Well done, Jake. How did Killmonger say his dad died?
Gun violence.
Close.
Did he say gun violence?
Yeah, very close.
Or just some type of violence in the hood?
Kind
But honestly, even him saying that should have set the king off. Because King, you know exactly how he died.
actually, we'll get it's close, but it was actually gang violence.
Potato.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They were in killing with swords.
exactly.
You two together kind of had it. Like gang violence is what it is.
The king knew it wasn't gang violence that killed him.
Oh, last and certainly not least, what drink did Tony want to stave off the hangover with?
What's
Bloody
that,
Mary.
Hey, there it is. Finishing off on the right way. The Bloody Mary, absolutely. Oh, so that's that. What are you thinking so far of this crazy little series of What If, Phantom?
Loving it, especially these past 3 episodes that we have discussed tonight. Best. However, next week, I don't know. Maybe I just show up for the episode. What is it? 8 and 9 discussion, and just sleep off episode 4 discussion.
You trying to skip Party Thor?
You want some of that party store. Well, hello, mother.
What did Porty Thor do to you, man?
Oh, so classic. Oh, but that's going to do it for us. I hope everybody's having an absolutely fantastic week out there, and it only gets better from here. And until next Tuesday when we knock it off, we'll see you then. Be easy, everybody.